Hey everyone, today, I guess tonight rather, because you can see my alarm clock on the time, I just recently watched a review about someone actually defending the game Duke Nukem Forever, and thought that was nice, because I thought it caught a lot of negative attention, and it was actually a pretty cool game, and I want to get into that. But I think I'm going to record this whole thing in 2 parts, and I figured I should split it up in like that, because before I talk to you about Duke Nukem Forever, I should talk to you about the big predecessor. I mean, sure, there was Duke Nukem and Duke Nukem 2, both games I have never played before in my life. And there are other games scattered like on mobile phone games, and there's other games like on different systems that they released, system specific ones like 0 Hour, like Land of the Babes. There's just, I never played any of the other ones. I've only played this one and 2 ports of the PC original Duke Nukem 3D. And the port that I want to talk about mainly is, hopefully that comes in well on the camera there, Duke Nukem 64. Maybe I can move it up. I can't really tell. I don't have the thing turned so I can see it right now. Maybe I can turn that quick. So let me... Okay, that looks a little low down there, but whatever. It's Duke Nukem. Can I move it any closer without it getting out, without really getting cut off? I'll leave it there. Okay, so this is the port that I played. Because it has really good controls, and well, that's mainly why I liked it, because it had better controls than the other port. And I mean, it's awesome. The plot's pretty simple. Aliens, are taking over the world, and you gotta go stop them. And how do you stop them? By shooting the shit out of them. That's right. It's pretty awesome. And some of the things that make this great, you can't complain too much about the graphics, although you notice that a lot of the things are just done as sprites, like enemies and guns and certain graphical things that occur and move are all pretty much just sprites. They're they're 2D, they're like paper images, and it's not too noticeable most of the time, but it is kind of noticeable for a game that was supposed to be Duke Nukem 3D, but the environments are 3D, and that's what was important. And once you I don't know, that was weird, but really I think this is the more butchered port, in terms of content. Nintendo likes to censor it, so they took out the whole strip club location thing was revamped. They took out the strippers, and any nudity was taken out. You still got the blood and guts and stuff, shooting people, that's still in, but the steroids you use are changed to vitamin X. Ooh, that's much better. And some of the lines are a little edited, I believe, for this. I think the line on here is, I should have known those alien maggots booby-trapped this sub. And the level when you start out in the sub is filling with water and you have to swim out. And I believe the original line is, I should have known those alien bastards booby-trapped this sub. And you know, I don't know. Like, one of the things that's interesting about the Duke Nukem, like, it's weird that his character is so cool, because he's such a two-dimensional character, you know. There's no depth to Duke Nukem as a character. There's no... He's iconic. He's kind of iconic, I guess, within the video game realm, but he's basically, you know, he's just a big-ass cliche action hero. He's action hero, man, and, you know, the only, like, he doesn't have any feelings. I guess, like, he'll get pissed off sometimes. He's either cool or he's pissed off. But his constant tone is just supposed to be general badass. And it's pretty cool. It works for some reason. It's charming, I guess, I don't know. And this game has some cool different levels, and environments, some interesting enemies. You're not just walking around fighting human foot soldiers the whole damn time. You're going around killing a bunch of cool alien fuckers, taking out big alien bosses, with cool lines. One of the things I think makes Duke Nukem games really cool too is that in this game, like, there's a lot of just like little things around that you can like usually it's like for like secrets and stuff, or sometimes just to find things with like a joke in them. But there's like a lot of different stuff you can interact with. I don't know, like in the first level when you go in the room and like there's the Duke Nukem pinball machine, and you go up to it and he says the line, I don't have time to play with myself. But like, you know, like, why do you need to interact with that? It's just kind of neat that it's there. Some of the things in there are just kind of nifty, and there's attention to detail put into the game. Like, it is not just like the levels are just set there and they moved on. I don't know. It's cool, and it's a neat little interaction. Even like something as simple as like, you know, you blow up a fire hydrant, you can drink the water that comes out of it if your health is like below 100. And like, or like, you know, you can go into an outlet and like you can intentionally shock yourself in the outlet. Like, why does it let you do that? But it's nice that they, you know, pay attention, like, 'cause some of the details they put in and they stick out, and it wasn't just there for a scenic value. It was there, like, you could interact with it. Like, they realized that it stuck out. I don't know, just like little things are kind of nice. And it's got a good amount of levels, it's a good length of a game. The story, there's not much of a story really going on. You can just kind of play through it for the fun and the environments and going around and shooting shit, and it still holds pretty well. And for like an older, you know, like a more classic first-person shooter, it's kind of nice because you get, you know, you can aim anywhere. Although it's still a little awkward to aim sometimes on this even. Because of the era and the controller you were using. Like I've said before, the Nintendo 64 doesn't have the best, didn't have the best handle on first-person shooters. So there's a little bit of autoing going on. But you get crosshairs and you can move around your gun around on the screen. And this is a game where it does that, plus you can jump. You can fly with a jetpack, which is fucking badass. Walk around, have a bunch of cool one-liners. There's a whole good variety of weapons you can get that are pretty fun to use, and weapons that are fun to play with. And it's just a really fun game. It's one of those where I would really recommend, like, getting, like, I feel like it's must-have. my opinion, because like it's a game that you'll play it for a while, and you'll kind of just fall in love with it. I think because it has like a certain type of charm, and it's a good, it's a good classic first-person shooter. Like this, it's like when I think of like first-person shooters, like this is what comes to mind. It's probably one of my favorite ones because it doesn't feel really sickening. It doesn't feel like it was done like really, like I don't feel like it was really limited. I felt like everything was really smooth and worked the way it's supposed to. I think I found a few glitches in it, but you can find that in like any game. But like I had a few times where like I stepped on a certain spot and I wasn't supposed to be there, I guess. I wasn't supposed to try and get to that area, and I like awkwardly got killed somehow. I don't know. Well, plus this game is, tacked on. So it was kind of tacked on, but it's kind of fun as a multiplayer mode where you can go and just run around in these different levels and try to kill each other. Kind of fun. It's not too hard to kill each other. It doesn't take forever, but it's not the most engaging experience. All it is just run around and kill people. Oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, what else? Co-op mode is alright. So, like, you got a friend or something, or you got your brother there, like, hey, let's play Duke Nukem. It's like, alright. Go in, I can play Duke Nukem. It'll keep you satisfied and occupied for a while. But it's best enjoyed single player. Multiplayer really just makes it a lot easier, I guess. It's pretty much the same experience for the most part, just with two people doing it. And the levels are actually, you'll notice, like, the levels are designed kind of to accommodate that a bit. Like in most areas, there's like secrets, you can open up secret doorways and stuff, or something. Or you find a button to hit a door. It's like just leads into a room that just has something in it that you would, there's nothing else to do in the room but pick up the item and then leave. There's like, you'll notice there's a switch in there, so you could like close yourself off into that room, which you could use to hide from enemies outside the room if you need a minute to think or something. But the reason that the switch is on the inside also is so that you're, playing two-player, your partner doesn't come in and be like, you're stuck in there now, asshole, and like shut you into that room and there's nothing you can do. I mean, that would be stupid. And they were forward-thinking in that idea too, because they knew they were putting that in. And, I don't know what else to say about this game, except that it's amazing, and go out and buy it and play it, and it's great. It's got good controls. One of the things that's bad about this game, though, this port anyway, even though the controls, which I think are the most important, that the controls are really, really good in this game, in this port. There's no in-game music. All you get is the, title screen, and that just plays while you're going through the menus and stuff on the title. You get that music. And that's the only theme in the game. But that's okay. I mean, it's a decent, it'd be nice to have in-game music, but no, there's no. And I believe, since I'm talking about this, it's worth mentioning the other port, which I have here. And if that comes in clear enough on the actual video, yeah, $5.99 used. Came for $6, and that's not a bad price for this game. The PlayStation version is a closer port. I guess I didn't mention some of the things in like the 64. It has a few guns, and they're graphically altered. It has a few bonus level stuff in it too, that were made like after Duke Nukem 3D, and they put them into there, and that's cool that they have some bonus stuff, I suppose. This Duke Nukem Total Meltdown. I actually thought this was a different game, so it starts to get fooled. If anyone is wondering, Duke Nukem 3D Duke Nukem 64 and Duke Nukem Total Meltdown are all basically the same game. They're all like this Total Meltdown and 64 are just ports of Duke Nukem 3D, but they all have different titles. So it's, I don't know if that was on purpose, so they could probably sell it and try to make it seem like a different game. I don't know as much about this one. I never played all the way through Duke Nukem Total Meltdown. I just played enough so I knew there were some of those other references in the language. More, this is closer port to the original. And it has in-game music with some old songs and some remix songs and stuff in it, so that's cool. I actually think the graphics are a little different on this, because like they seem to, like, when you look up and down and stuff, and like when you're looking around, I know things tend to look like they're stretching awkwardly at times, and I don't know what the deal with that is. That's really strange. I'm not sure if Duke Nukem 3D does that, but Duke Nukem 64 does not have that problem. So like either one of these games is alright to get. So I would say just like, go with whatever system you have, really. But I think that Duke Nukem 64 is a better port. And this one, the controls are definitely not as good as the 64 port. I don't remember how much the 64 one cost me. And I think I made a pretty good time on that, talking to you guys about this. So now I'm going to take a brief cut and get to the, well actually, how much time have I used up? Sorry about the bed. Alright. I said pretty much all I could say about those right now without getting too much into repeating myself and further boring the crap out of you guys. So here comes the next one. Shiny glare outfit. Duke Nukem Forever. The PS3 version. I've not played any of the other versions. So I don't know what differences there are, if there are any, really. So let's see what good and bad about this game. I guess I'll probably end up mixing them in with each other anyway. One of the things I didn't like as much about this game, I'll try to start with bad, I guess, I don't know. Okay, I guess I'll just start, I want to start by saying, this game, I'll admit it, probably isn't worth the $60 for getting it new. I wouldn't say it was worth that, necessarily. Especially because I'll be cheap about it and wait anyway and get a used one or wait till it goes down on greatest hits. I wouldn't hold my breath for waiting for this one to go on greatest hits. But it's it was like, I don't know, so many years after the first game that I don't remember that number of years now. Or after the last game in the series, the last big one, Duke Nukem 3D, and it's been such a long time, and this has been hyped a lot. I got this for $20, and it was well worth the $20. I'd say, if you can find it, in $20 to $30 range, it's pretty good. Actually, the last time I checked, I found this. The price kept going down every time I saw it. Like, next time I saw it, it was down to like $12 or something. I think the very last time I saw it, it was, I think it was used also, but it was down to like $5. And that's ridiculous. Like, yes, definitely get that for $5. Even if you end up not liking the game that much, you can, like, this game, I think people even who are just really disappointed even, or people who don't know anything about it, and can get this for $5. If you don't like it, it was $5. It was definitely worth that much. And I thought it was definitely worth, the $20 that I paid for it. Okay, so as I was saying, one of the big things that bug me, I guess. It shouldn't be a big thing, really, but like it evolved. Like the most annoying thing I think is probably the way that it is like a victim of time. Been so long and you want it to be so awesome, and the evolution of the game, it evolved into a new first-person shooter. You remember in the old Duke Nukem when you had like the pistol, and you got like your pistol. Okay, stuff. Okay, Mighty Foot. Well, guess we'll count that. You got the pistol, you got the shotgun, you got submachine guns, you got rocket launcher, grenade launcher, like plasma rifle and shrink, or not plasma cannon type thing, and a shrink ray, and an expander, and a really huge cannon thing, and I mean, you just had all sorts of sweet-ass weapons, and you carried all of them all at the same time. That was a classic first-person shooter thing. You had, made you badass. You had an arsenal. Now it turned into first-person logic where it's like, oh, well, you wouldn't actually be able to carry all that shit, or whatever reason. It just wants to be more like newer first-person shooters. And the bad part about that is like now you have to constantly be switching out guns and trying to find more ammo on the ground for your guns. And it adds in a strategy element of what guns do you need for certain situations, which is kind of neat. But then again, I preferred the old way, so I can give it a pass if you look at it from a strategic point. And also, I will say though that one of the best parts of it being a newer game and a newer shooter is that it has standard, like most first-person shooters now use almost exactly the same set of controls because they work so well. And the two joysticks for like looking around and aiming are fucking wonderful, and so it was a lot easier to aim at stuff, do that on this game, so you could have, a little bit more, people in different places and stuff. You could aim more, I don't know, it was better for that kind of action. So that bugged me. And another thing that bugged me a little bit, this one's pretty minor. I mean, there's still tons and tons of things. In fact, this thing has more things to interact with than Duke Nukem 3D. You can interact with all kinds of shit. In fact, there's a level, I don't really like it. You're in a strip club, and it's just such a pointless level because all you do is walk around in the strip club, and you're supposed to get like the whole mission is you walk around and talk to people and interact with all these different fucking things going on there, but it's like the mission is if like you're getting stuff for like the stripper. It's like, okay, you need to get like bag popcorn and put it in the microwave and pop popcorn, and then you need to get a condom, and then you need to get like a vibrator, and it's ridiculous. And while it is very fun and it's interesting, all the stuff you can do there, it bothers me a little bit because like, wanting to play the game, I'm like, I wanna go and shoot shit. This level isn't necessary. I don't know. I'm not saying it was really that bad. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, but I thought it was really unnecessary to put that into the game. But like one of the things that I'm getting back to the point, the things that bugs me is that even though there's more stuff to interact with, when you can interact with something, there's a button prompt all the time. It's like, hey, you can do this with stuff. And like before you had to like look around and like something graphically looks suspicious. You're like, oh, I'll try that out. Boom. Oh, I found a secret. Cool. Like it made you feel like you found it and it was really hidden and it was something you figured out. And now this stuff is just like, oh, you found something that gave you a button prompt. Like, okay, I guess I'll interact with it because a button thing came up. Instead of just experimenting with stuff and see what will work and what doesn't. I don't know. And it's a really minor complaint though. That's like a super minor complaint. I know. It's probably just me on that one. Can I say? See, graphics. I'll be honest. The graphics in this, I don't care. Like, they're good, I guess. But most new games have pretty good graphics. You can usually tell what the fuck's going on, and that's nice. But a lot of like the monsters and aliens and stuff I felt looked too bland in comparison to like everything seems so bright and like, I mean, not even bright, but just like so like polished and animated, and I felt like the monsters didn't stick out. Like the aliens weren't sticking out from, you know, they didn't seem to pop out of the scenery. It seemed like they were just an extension of the scenery. And that's kind of sad that they don't stick out more like they used to. But, again, that's pretty minor. You can still usually tell what they are a lot of the times, and that's just my nostalgia getting in the, a lot of this is just like my nostalgia getting in the way of it a bit. Everything is pretty good about this game. What else? I guess like atmosphere, like it's classic, like Duke Nukem's the same old son of a bitch he always was. Only now, since he saved the world, he's like, you know, it's like this whole game, like the atmosphere feels like, you know, an homage to Duke Nukem. It's like, oh, he's awesome, and then there's a bunch of plays about you and games and commercials, like there's a bunch of advertising shit. He became this big figure in the public eye and everything, and it was awesome. You know, you're fucking a celebrity, and it's just hilarious how that plays out in like the thing happenings in the game, and it's awesome. Like, you see all the goofy stuff that comes out of that. Like, I think it does a pretty good job of driving that point home and having fun with it, you know. This is definitely, like, if you are a Duke Nukem fan, you're gonna love all the references and all that stuff in the game. It's delightful. And even if you're not, you know, it's a pretty goofy, fun ride. The gameplay, other than that though, these things are basically to distract from one of the things. Like, they're helpful because they give you a break, and then when you get to other gameplay parts, you can appreciate them more too when you're playing. Like, like going around and dicking around with stuff is like an in-game break. Where like a lot of games are just like, hey, you should take a break every so often, but you know you never do. And then you just keep playing them, and like a lot of games don't do anything all that new. One of the things I will say too about like level design and stuff, this game's level design is actually pretty sweet, because there's like not just walking around in these levels. There's points, like they did do this before for short periods of time anyway, in Duke Nukem 3D, where you had to shrink down to go through small areas and stuff. There are sections of this game where you get shrunk down, and there's the part where like you're driving as a shrunk down Duke. They do multiple levels as Tiny Duke, and there's some tiny dudes. Sometimes you fight regular dudes when you're tiny, and you have to traverse cool, there's good physics with like items and stuff, and you're like traversing these nice little like environments. And I thought it was pretty interesting, clever. I thought it was really fun that they included something like that in there. There's some driving around and stuff in it too, and sorry, my leg hurts. So like I thought it was really done really well, and you know, good variety, really fun game. A lot of good classic elements, some integrating new elements so that it's trying to make it a better game. It wasn't like it was new elements for the sake of new elements. It was, they put new elements in there because they, you know, they wanted to improve it. And then like, I don't know what all the stuff went on with like technical, you know, like having to court stuff and buying up rights and whatever. I don't know what the hell went on there exactly, so I can't tell you about that. But no, I'm really glad it came out, and I would say definitely pick it up, especially if you can still find it, if they're still selling it, because it's probably dirt cheap, especially if you can get it used somewhere. I doubt the prices have gone up for it, so it's probably at a good price to get. It's a really fun game. If you want a more fun, unique first-person experience, I guess I could mention there's a multiplayer mode also. So yeah, it's online. You can do it. I think you can do a local one too. There's like a weird leveling up system and stuff and reward system. It's not really worth playing that much instead of like you're bored. It does take up some time. If you feel like it, it's kind of fun, but it's not anything, you know, worth talking about even. So, but the game itself is really good, the campaign, so I would really recommend picking this game up. And, yeah, that's all I had for this one, so, hopefully this was relaxing, and, interesting for people who actually listen to it. If you would like me to review more games, I might do this anyway, but if you want me to review any other games, you know, make some suggestions, I'll see if I have them or have played them. Or just like maybe movies or something, possibly. I'm better with reviewing games, though. I know more about them, usually. Or, you know, tell me if this was any good of a review, or tell me your own opinions on these games that I've reviewed here, and other ones if you want. I'm really open to suggestions for more videos, but sorry if you're sick of the game stuff. It's just I happen to know a lot about it. I'm very interested in video games, and I play them a lot. But yes, really, any suggestions for more videos, ASMR videos mainly, are open here. Alright, so take this off here now, and what a good time. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and see you later, and have a great day.